look at some common expressions you could use dealing with senior management. So of course you could say, we need to get this approved by senior management, by senior management. So get something approved by. Notice how I'm referring to senior management. It's as if they're a thing. Remember, senior management is made up of different individuals, but we generally refer to senior management as one entity. And notice how I'm not including an article. It's not common to say by the senior management. We just generally refer to them as an entity without an article. We need to get this approved by senior management, or else you could say, let's run this by senior management. So again, no article, referring to all the managers as one entity. Now let's take a look at this expression. It's really important. Add it to your vocabulary for sure. Start using it. Let's run this by senior management. So the expression is to run something by someone. So here I didn't specify the something. I just said this. And then the someone is senior management. So by someone. Okay, and what does this mean? Well, it means you share an idea and get feedback. So when you run this by senior management, you have an idea. You think it's a really good idea, and you want to find out, what does senior management think about this idea? Do they like it? Do they not like it? That's the feedback. Remember, feedback can be both positive or negative. So you get feedback on both the positive and the negative. So share an idea and get feedback. That's run something by someone. Very important expression. Okay, so we could say, I need to run this by my manager first. I need to run this by my manager first. So what's the this? Maybe this is, you want to take Friday off. Now, you need to run it by your manager first. So the someone is the manager. So here the idea, it's not really an idea, it's more of a task. So you can run something. It's generally an idea. I guess you could think of the idea as having Friday off. Because I would say, oh, I need to run it by my manager first. I don't know if I can take Friday off. I need to run it by my manager first. Let's look at another expression with senior management. You could say, senior management is making a big announcement today. So again, notice my article choice. I'm talking about senior management as if it's a single thing. It is making a big announcement today. Now, I don't always have to say senior management. I could say the executives are making a big announcement today. So here, because I'm referring to executives and more than one, I would use the article are. The executives are making a big announcement today. But like I said, senior management is the most common expression, and we do refer to it as a single entity, and it's an it as the entity. Let's say you haven't made it to the executive level quite yet, and you need to use some different expressions. So you could say, I report directly to the VP. So someone reports to someone. Remember that structure, report to someone. So here, because it's the only one, we have the VP. I report directly to the VP. I report to my manager. My manager reports to the VP. The VP reports to the CEO. So here's showing that structure, that org structure we have here, showing the chain of command. This is the chain of command. Okay, so you might think the chain of command ends with the CEO because they're the highest ranking position within a company, right? But no. Everybody reports to somebody. And the CEO reports to the board. The board of directors, we generally just shorten it to the board. So the CEO still has a boss. The CEO reports to the board. Or you could say, my boss's boss asked to see me. This sounds a little confusing, my boss's boss. And notice here, all these S's, but for possession, my boss's boss. This is a common expression. Or my manager's manager. So if you're here, I report to my manager. So this is your boss, my manager. But then the VP is your manager's manager, right? So the VP is your boss's boss. right? And we could continue. The CEO is your boss's boss's boss. That gets a little confusing. But this is something we use a lot because sometimes you might be like, oh, I ran my idea by my boss, but he needs to check with his boss before it's approved. So you could say, my boss's boss needs to approve my idea. So let's say you have made it to the ranks of senior management. Woohoo, congratulations. And let's say you are a software architect and you're the senior software architect and you're considered to be senior management. So let's look at some expressions you could use. You could say, I report directly to the CTO. So if you're in senior management, it means your boss is going to be in the C-suite, most likely. If you don't report to a C level, likely you're not in senior management quite yet. But it all depends on your specific organizational structure, right? But you could probably say, I report directly to the CTO. You still report to someone, even though you're senior management. There are 5 developers under me. So this is the expression we use, because remember, in our org chart, it's like this, right? And then we have people here. So let's say you're here, this is you're here. So you have 5 people under you. They're literally under you. But then you have at least the CTO, and then, probably more above you as well. But there are 5 people under you. So that's the expression we would use. There are 5 developers under me. Or you could say 5 developers report to me. So just changing the subject really, because now the subject is the developers. The 5 developers report to me. These are saying the exact same thing. We're just using different structure. Or you could also say, I manage a team of 5 developers. I manage a team of 5 developers. So different expressions you can use, all referring back to your position in your org chart, in your org structure.